Hey, I really wanted to get down and get funky here with some really fun stuff. Let's get on with Canis Major, Latin for greater dog, best known for hosting Sirius. You cannot be serious, the John McEnroe rant. Everything is always about Sirius, the dog star. That's what five-pointed stars are all about, symbolism in the world of Mystery Babylon. So I see five-pointed stars everywhere. It's all about Sirius, or Canis Major, and it happens to match 8/11 or 11/8. Trump's election day initially, or 8/11 is the day before Sirius, the dog star, rises, known as the end of the dog days of summer. Well, there's a song called Sirius by Alan Parsons Project, who did an album titled iRobot and had the song The Voice, which is the image that speaks, and one of the greatest videos I ever did, and the second greatest playlist I ever did at Trey Stokes Archives. The, you know, DONALD Antichrist series, which it covers two different YouTube channels. It begins on one, it goes through like part 50 something, and then ends up on then I take it to my Bible study channel, maybe? I can't remember. But my second best playlist is the Ghost in the Machine, or the Fallen Angels in the Technology playlist. It is just an amazing playlist. And I think part three of that, two, three, four, I can't remember, but it's where we get into, I was sitting there watching Celebrity Apprentice like I did back in the day. And I saw a Facebook memory pop up in 2020 where I made in the memory, I said, there's like 10,000 commercials for The Voice in tonight's um, Apprentice episode, because it followed the TV show. So ironically, you have the beast followed by the image that speaks, aka the voice, the image that speaks, the voice. Well, there's a song called The Voice in Alan Parsons' iRobot. And so it's a tremendous video. And here's Alan Parsons Project, thanks to a friend telling me they had a song called Sirius. Well, we've all heard the song 20 billion times. I just didn't know the name of the song was called Sirius. And then it drops into or segues into the song Eye in the Sky, which is the name of the album. And the Chicago Bulls started playing it, the bull, the red, the black, Satan, and the evil looking logo of the Chicago Bulls. And so, released in August 1982, this song, the album Eye in the Sky, we will get to, but the song shows up on their YouTube channel December 16th, 2017. That's Tower 2, Tower 1, Tower 7, and 1216 is 121 fused with 216. 216 is James Bond's card tag, as it's 6 times 6 times 6. And when you run that 216, Tower 2, Tower 1, Tower 7, over to our event day, It's 761.76 hours. 761 is the total verses of N times Revelation 404 and N times Daniel 357. On Rising Day, it turns into 3,176 in 8 years, 8 months, 11 days, 88, 88. It was 8 years, 8 months, 9 days, 889. So, nothing crazy, but interesting. Now, the album came out May 14th, which is the anniversary of a certain country, which is now referred to as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. In Revelation, what? 11:8. What a coincidence. Putting them in their place. Thank you, Lord. So this release date of 5/14/1982 to our event day is 44 years, Revelation 404, followed by 3 months, 11 days. 311 is coded, isn't it? Hours begin with 388. 38 is death, 38 is murder, 88 is his last name in simple gematria. On Rising Day, it turns into 3 months, 13 days. So again, 311 over to 313, which is what they did in 2020 on 311 from a complete Earth aspect of an illness over to March 13th when our leader told us all we were now going to stay home, known as the LOCK. Alan Parsons has another YouTube version, July 10th, 2015. July 10th, 2015 to our date is 11 years, 1 month, 15 days. But more importantly, look at the months, 13:3. For Revelation 13:3, first time deadly wound is mentioned. When you then run it to the Rising Day, you have 11:7 coded, 1 month, 17 days. The Chicago Bulls started playing it June 12th, 1991. Lo and behold, believe it or not, when the Bulls started playing it, it was in June. Well, that's weird. That's like during the NBA Finals. But no, it was played then for a very specific reason, because to our mirror date of May 8th, which is day 128 of the year, it happens to be 128, 58 days for May 8th, May 8th. 58 is May 8th. That's impossible. Go back and watch part 1 and start over on this playlist. This is part 45. It really doesn't get any better than that. And maybe that's why Michael Jordan wore the 45, because the Fallen Angels knew we would be doing that and this today. There's another song called Sirius, spelled, the other way, but, both ways they do their double entendres. November 5th, for event, because Rising is 11/7. So November 5th, 1990, that's why Marty knocked down the Twin Pine on November 5th. And you see in the weeks 868, 86, the Mr. 68, because it's his name in the same cipher as Antichrist, reverse reduction, is being 86th, 868, and it also stands for rising because 68 is a reversal of 86. And notice in the hours begins with 313's or Bruder film, but then it's fused with 138, which is Donald Trump in simple gematria, followed by 48, which is his name in reduction gematria. The personal cipher that then is a direct smash hit on the middle day between the death and the rising is mind-blowing. But let's just say anybody born on 3 times 19, 3 times 19 times 1998. Their number is Death and Rising, 11-3, opening One World Trade Tower. 88 being 86, Mr. 138 being 86. It's all there, Death and Rising. So when you take that and divide it by 37, it's 3078. And sure enough, it's in the middle date, in between the Death and Rising, it's 13078. So it's kind of like this amazing direct smash hit. Yes. Anyway, I think that, hold on, let me just double check. You know what? And then we're going to do my prep that I had an email that I was going to do and decided not to. That very long part 44 I did, but I've got my second wind. And the 6-Day War, June 5th to June 10th, a good old 6-7, 1967, covers a span of June 7th. The 67 meme is all about moving from the era of the 6th king of Mystery Babylon over to the 7th. It's nothing more, nothing less. So when you run the 6-Day War, it's going the amount of days begins with 216 no matter what, which is 6 times 6 times 6 and James Bond's card tag. So now we know what the 6-Day War was all about. And if you run it to event day, the end of the 6-Day War to our event day, it's 21626. So it's even got our year thrown in there. Love it. Next. Anwar Sadat. He was the 37th Prime Minister of Egypt. 37 is a prime number for the church, and they called him a prime minister. Anwar Sadat, assassinated. Is that a sun? Has that got 8 points? So that represents the sun. So born September 28th, and their FAKE event was on October 6, 1981. I just want to let y'all know now, he was assassinated. So the assassination date to our event date has 38 right there in the months. 38 is death, 38 is murder. And September 28th, I'm sorry, that's when he was in office. Let's go to his birthday also. Goodness gracious, does he even have a birthday? Was he ever born? Hang on just a quick second. Maybe it didn't come out to nothing. He just didn't come to nothing. Michael Caine, born on the anniversary, well, on the same day Israel later, 15 years later, became a nation state. So he's got that connection. Go figure. And Michael Caine on our murder date will be 34,000. 34 is murder in reduction gematria. 34,071. 93 years, 3 months, 11 days. 311 is coded. And 1,119 months and 11 days. 911 is coded. So you have 911 and 311 coded. We've been over that many times. Yes, it'll be 313 2 days later. Go back to 2020. Glengarry Glen Ross, where Alec Baldwin or Donald Trump, Al Pacino's in this movie too. Alec Baldwin's always playing Trump. So we see the 348 in the URL of IMDb. 34 is murder in the same cipher of his name, reduction gematria. Was there anything else? They got the 76, 26, so on and so forth. the Glengarry Glen Ross film. Jack Lemmon, Alec Baldwin, Ed Harris, Alan Arkin, Kevin Spacey. Guess when it came out? October 2nd, 1992. Remember when you spell out the Donnie Darko date of October 2nd, it's 138, which matches Donald Trump and Civil Gematria. That's why the Ghost in the Machine album, speaking of my second best playlist ever, the Ghost in the Machine album by the Police came out on October 2nd. What a coincidence. That's just fascinating. When you run Glengarry Glen Ross to our murder date, sure enough, 12,380 days. 38 is death, 38 is murder in the 4 base ciphers. 38 is death in simple gematria, where A is 1, Z is 26, and 38 is murder in reverse reduction gematria. Fascinating. I knew y'all would love that. And 159 is Donald Trump in reverse. Which one? It just says reverse. Well, I'll tell you, it's in reverse ordinal. Yeah. So Will Ferrell, one of the most evil people to ever walk the face of the earth. And he's always playing Mr. Evil. Believe it or not, 21590. 21590. Gematria calculator. And so when we go to Donald Trump, boy, it's not even letting me click in there with all the advertisements. Just really slowed everything up, didn't it? The AI really doesn't want us to show you this, does it? So when you key in Donald Trump in this gematria calculator, it comes to 159. And when we run Will Ferrell to the rising date, 9/11 is coded as murder was coded on the murder date in the months 709, 79 is murder. It's 709/11. So 9/11 is coded on rising day. So let's key in Donald Trump. And there's 159 in reverse, which is a direct smash hit for, there's the 48 we told you about, where it's 34 is murder in that same cipher. In this cipher, Donald J. Trump is 49 and Antichrist is 49. And in this cipher over here, Donald J. Trump is 68. In the same cipher, that Antichrist is 68. Let's throw those in there for you. We just showed you that one. Let's show you the other, 49 and 68. That's why in 1968, Steve Spurrier played for the 49ers, because Steve Spurrier came from Devil's Advocate University, the University of Florida. They came and got the Devil's Advocate out of University of Florida, and they yelled "Go Gators" at the beginning of the movie doing shots. The Devil's Advocate came out of Gainesville, Florida in the movie. Yes, the 1997 film, Keanu Reeves plays Kevin Lomax, a hotshot defense attorney from Gainesville, Florida, where he never lost a case. We're going to have to go ahead and look at this Kevin Lomax, aren't we? Okay. Just want to give it a shot, because you never know. November 10th pops up. 11/11 pops up. So interestingly, is that the Abomination of Desolation time, November 10th, November 11th? Since that all popped up like that? That was weird. Anyway, Will Ferrell, the 159 for Donald Trump. And now we're done with tonight's part 45. Love y'all.